Have you ever seen a movie that made you afraid of hands? Yeah, me neither until this one. Talk to Me is now out in theaters. When a group of friends discovers how to conjure spirits by using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. And my friends, first off, welcome to Jones Vibes, and second, I am here to say that this is easily the scariest movie that I've seen so far in 2023. And I don't know how much that's saying, honestly. Compared to last year, this year seems a little bit light on horror, but gosh, after a summer packed full of big blockbusters, this was just very refreshing. And yeah, it was scary, and I liked it a lot. So, with that being said, hit the like button if you're a horror fan, start the discussion below, and let's dive in. So this movie's from A24, and it just seems like good movies run in this studio's genes. Some might say it's hereditary, but it was directed by Danny and Michael Filippo, a couple YouTubers, which gives me inspiration. Their channel, Raka Raka, has some crazy videos on it, and I highly suggest checking it out, but this is their directorial debut, and they honestly just seem like really genuine and solid people. I saw this movie at Alamo Drafthouse, and they always have that little disclaimer to not talk or text before the movie, and it was actually just these two brothers talking, and they were hilarious. I don't know, it was really my first introduction to them, and then after the movie, I went and kind of looked at their YouTube channel, watched some of their videos, and yeah, they're pretty cool. But horror is such a great genre to break through in. It really allows you to showcase your vision. I just feel like you probably have a bit more freedom compared to like a big studio production. And they really created an interesting story here. Honestly, if it does well enough, they might even be able to get a sequel. The main star of this film is Sophia Wilde, and she was wild. Honestly though, I was talking about it after we got out. I just feel like she really held this movie down. The lead had to be perfect for this to work, and I just thought she was fantastic. You know, I heard a lot on social media going into this film, and I have to say that the hype was definitely real. I'm happy that it delivered, and I'd probably compare it most to a movie like Smile. There are some jump scares and some pretty shocking scenes, and it's extremely thought-provoking. Basically, there's this hand that when you touch it and say, "Talk to me," it connects you with the dead. And as you can imagine, doesn't go so well. But our main character is dealing with the death of her mother, and so we're touching on themes of grief as well as mental health struggles. And a lot of that was working for me. I think that plot line was the thing that sucked me in the most. Because it is a horror movie, so you never really know what you're going to expect. You don't know if you're going to head into more of a cliche, just kind of slasher thing, or if there's gonna really be some substance. There was a moment when I was watching the movie that I actually felt a little bit underwhelmed by the scares, and so I wasn't really sure which type of direction it was gonna go in. I definitely love to get really scared in movies like this. That's kind of something that I crave when I go to a horror film. And so, yeah, I was sitting there like, okay, well, this is pretty cool. But then there was this moment, and it was the type of moment that really leaves a mark on you. There's a scene in this movie that showcases a hell of sorts, and that feeling and what that would look like. They're kind of opposites, but it reminded me a lot of the scene in Nope when everybody's getting digested by that stomach. Kind of that claustrophobic, visceral feeling that you can't get rid of. This scene was so uncomfortable, and it absolutely terrified me, like honestly. And that just one moment alone scared me so much that I really can't think that anything is gonna top that this year. I don't know if I want anything to, because it really messed me up. But back to the movie, the overall story and the resolve in the end was very satisfying. It has a really fun group of young cast members that all work really well together. Also, Eowyn from Lord of the Rings is in it, which was fun to see. I really liked when one of the dead people turned and looked at her and they were like, "You fool, no man can kill me." And she was like,
"I am no man."
But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, because if you haven't seen this movie, I'd love for you to go in with a fresh pair of eyes. But all I'll say is that it was a great movie. It was very satisfying. And if you're looking for something kind of outside of the normal right now, especially if you're a horror fan, this is a very fun trip to the theater. It was beautifully shot, it was well written, well edited, and you know, there's just something about seeing a horror movie on a packed Friday night in a theater during the summer. Like, I don't know, it was just awesome. But with all that being said, I want to get to my star rating, and I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, though, there are some great horror flicks on the way this season, so keep checking back to Jones Vibes, because horror always has a home here. Also, if you saw the movie, comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to hit that like button and keep up the good vibes. But Talk to Me talked to me, and I let it in.
Jones Vibes.